Good afternoon and welcome to Osborne Park for round 2 of GDFL football on what is a fantastic afternoon for football on this Saturday. And it's North Geelong versus Eastern Suburbs in the GDFL match of the round. It's the Magpies and the Eagles, both coming off round 1 victories. They've had a week off for the Easter period and now back into it. And it's a fantastic afternoon for football, hardly a breath of wind. The sun is out at Osborne Park, and what is also good for Brett and myself is that Ron Brain is still away, another week away. It's fantastic, and we welcome one of our regular people to the guest video microphone. Peter Walker, good afternoon.
Mr. Doty.
Resplendent in your Buckley's outfit this afternoon.
Certainly am,
Should be a fantastic game today. Both clubs have recruited fairly well. The under-18 players at North Geelong have come through there to their senior side, and they fill a number of positions in their side, so they haven't had to do a lot of recruiting from outside the club, whereas Eastern Suburbs have certainly got a couple of under-18 players in their side. Also picked up some quality players in their captain coach and their assistant coach, Paul Camerato and Adam Sheridan, who are two who performed well in their opening round victory over Anarchy. And Peter, it'll be good to watch them this afternoon. We've heard big raps about these two.
Yes, I think it'll be a tremendous day. You certainly couldn't have got better conditions, although if I was running around the park, I think I would have a preference not to be standing in the middle of the ground today. It does look a little hard, although we had some nice rain during the week. I think the boys out there will come off the ground with a few scrapes and scratches.
Well, I'm sure it's a bit better than probably what it is a week or so ago. There was a bit of rain during the week, so that's probably softened it a little bit, and it's certainly looking nice and green, but as Peter said, probably a little bit hard in the middle, where the umpires are standing. Umpires Pretlove and Hillgrove this afternoon, and umpire Hillgrove will have the hat on.
Very sunny day here at North Geelong.
Very sunny, so he's obviously got the sunscreen on and also the hat, so he's looking after his skin. And Darryl Jones, the captain of North Geelong, has won the toss and will be kicked into the northern end of Osborne Park in the first term. And just some players to watch for the North Geelong side. Corey Lockwood, who's a young boy from the under-18s who's come up. Also Robert Hannison, who's a bloke who played last year, but a former under-18 player here as well. Tall guy, played centre-half forward most probably. And another interesting player will be James Naylor, who was in the interleague side last year. Did a knee in that game, in fact, and the second half of the season wasn't as good as his first half, but played a very good game in the first round, and looking for another big season for the Suburbs. Obviously, we've seen Paul Camerato play, but for a different club, for Anarchy, so we'll be watching him keenly. Adam Sheridan also, and another player who may stand out is Kiao Inthavong, who is a player from the under-18 side, and
played a few games last year.
Yeah, played a couple of games in the ones of a Vietnamese background, so we're getting into all cultures in Australian rules football at this stage, and he'll be he's a good little player actually, so he'll be seeing plenty of the football this afternoon, I would think.
I think the biggest buy for the Eastern Suburbs, obviously Sheridan's, speaks for himself. He's a highly rated player in any league or club within the Geelong area, but I think the Suburb boys have done a great job in getting Camerato. Last year, if there was a cloud over the Eastern Suburbs side, they probably put a lot of pressure on Sean O'Leary being at full forward, and I think with Camerato hanging around down that area, it kind of gives them another prong, and he's a big boy.
From what I hear, he and Sheridan switch on the ball at full forward, so you don't lose anything from either there, I would think.
Yeah, but Sheridan playing at full forward, that's just one of the perks of being the coach, isn't it?
I'm sure it is. So the boys just about ready, and Peter, this afternoon, who are you going to pick?
Looking at the side, I do commend North Geelong on bringing some of their younger fellas up. In saying that, I think it lends itself to say it's going to take them probably 4 or 5 games to get that working relationship going. So I think with Suburbs being a little stronger and recruiting a couple of more senior players, I think they might take the points today.
Yeah, I think Eastern Suburbs may just be in front at the end as well. Brett, he's picked the Belmont Lions to make the finals already, so he's got that ready this afternoon. Suburbs, he can't go against us this week, so he's sticking with the boys.
Belmont Lions to make the finals.
Belmont Lions to make the finals. He's got money on them, from what I hear.
I am now absolutely assured on why he controls the camera and doesn't get a speaking role in this magnificent movie marathon.
So we've got Weiss in the middle, and he'll do the ruck work for North Geelong at the opening bounce against the veteran. I think we're allowed to call him now, Andrew Reuter, who's been at Eastern Suburbs for a number of years, and still the number 1 ruckman at the club. The Mad Reuter, and John Stefanowski in a new role as well, picking up James Naylor at centre-half back. He's usually the resident fullback. That's been taken over by Scott Ferguson for Eastern Suburbs. Camerotto in the middle with Peters, and also Michael O'Leary for Eastern Suburbs. Mark Skinny Burns, Daryl Jones, as always, in the middle for North Geelong, as we're about to get underway with the first term GDFL match of the day, round 2, Eastern Suburbs and North Geelong. And Reuter gets the first tap to Shorty Peters, who's the reigning Reserves League best and fairest. And he gets it out towards Camerotto. It's out towards half forward now, running back. And North Geelong, a couple against him too, but they're able to get the ball away to Stewie Marnie. He gets the kick around the corner with his left boot over the head of James Naylor, and Stefanowski sees it over at half back for Eastern Suburbs. And we're just looking. A bit worried.
The number 21 for...
Yeah, he's certainly not Rory Nickel, but he is playing. He's wearing number 24. I saw him go towards the bench. We'll pick up 21. And Reuter, big thump away too, towards the run of O'Leary and Burns. That could be a good tussle this afternoon. O'Leary kick in mid-air, but it's out of bounds and wide. And it'll be a penalty-free kick to Hannison at half-back. Goes short looking for Jones. O'Leary comes in, gets a push in the back. No free kick. Burns threw the ball away in the end. Still at half-forward for Eastern Suburbs on the grandstand side. And that will be a ball up by Hillgrove coming in. And it'll be Graham up against Hannison. Falls towards Camerotto at the back of the pack. Got a high tackle there. And we'll take the free kick. Haruska giving away the free there. Camerotto goes inboard towards centre half forward. Loughton, can he pick it up? Yes, he can. He's tried to get the handball out to Irving, but he got wrapped up, dropped the footy. And is that advantage paid? Yes, it is. Comes through the middle now for North Geelong. Handball. We're going to... It was a throw, not a handball, umpire Hillgrove said. So Eastern Suburbs with a free kick, and O'Leary switches play quickly across centre half forward, laterally towards Irving. Handball to Stefanowski. He has to stand and wait for it. Gets it back to Irving, who is still in support, and he can go on the left boot now. Long towards O'Leary. He has to wait, and waited too long. Kane Harrington, by the looks of it, it is. Takes the mark in the long sleeves in the left back pocket. Goes short to Jones, and the skipper runs away with it now. Daryl Jones, poor kick off the boot, but it's Lux of Fortune, it's okay. Falls towards Walsh, kicks it with his knee in the end. It's towards centre wing. Irving coming straight through. Handball is okay. And it gets it towards Graham, I think that might be. Yes, it is. He goes towards full forward, coming out. And behind is Sheridan there. Can't pick it up. Still about 40 metres out from the Eastern Suburbs goal. Hill gets away, breaks away. Turns around the corner. Harrington keeps it in front of him. Backs himself up. Second effort. Little kick towards Peters, who'll run around. He wants to kick a goal. He loves goals. Kick around the corner. Poor kick off the boot. And out of bounce in the right forward pocket for Eastern Suburbs.
It's interesting that Reuter took the first bounce and then immediately went and dropped a kick back, and he's now just hanging across the centre line. I heard a little whisper during the week. He come out of last week's, the week before's game, still a bit sad, sore and sorry for himself, so maybe the idea is just to stay off the ball for a while.
So he's there in the ruck work in the right forward pocket done by Loughton, who gets both hands to it. Can't take it with him now, he can. Then he gets wrapped up. A couple of North Geelong players there in support, so they'll be able to break away. Handball to Burns, across centre half back, kicks it back in towards midfield, towards Reuter, and Weiss, his direct opponent, who takes the mark in front of him at half back. Plays on quickly, goes to Naylor and Stefanowski, one out. Naylor puts the hands up, doesn't keep his feet though, but he's got a bit of support. Looks like it might be Lewis, and it is. He can pick it up on half forward and kick it back in towards the goals. Good kick too around the corner. Delamonica at the back of the pack, can't take the mark, and stacks on the mill about 10 metres out. The umpire lets it go, now he doesn't. Umpire Brett Love will come in and bounce the ball just out of the 10 metre square, with North Geelong attacking to the northern end of Osborne Park. No score yet in the GDFL match of the day. And bounce down, comes to the back of the pack. Is it rushed through? Yes, it is now, 4-1 behind. So the first score on the board, and it is to North Geelong. They're one behind. Eastern Suburbs yet to score. So even though Stefanowski's playing at centre half back, he will do the kicking in, as is always the way with Eastern Suburbs, and a good kick too towards Reuter. Can't take the mark at the second attempt. He's on hands and knees, loses the footy then. Lewis is there for North Geelong. Kick around the corner. Sheehan getting back there, taking a safe mark. Troy Sheehan. Kick over the top to the big man again, Reuter. So getting a few possessions and goes long towards half forward. Loughton comes out, uses his body. Can't take the mark. Hannison's against him there. Loughton keeps it in front of him. And then goes towards half forward. Getting back there. Looks like it might have been Sheridan. And looking for Peters, but the North Geelong defence Get the advantage rule paid there. Goes towards Stewie Marnie, just on defensive 50. And play on quickly. Swing onto that left boot. Goes towards Naylor, who's got a lot of room at centre half forward to move into. And he can pick it up, the big man too. And good handball to Burns. Reuter coming at him, but he'll have a bit of time. Good vision too. Kicks it out wide. They can play on quickly now. North Geelong can set something up. Short little kicks, all right. Yes, it is.
It was a great play by Burns. They kicked it across the ground, 45 degrees with the view there. And now they've set themselves up an opportunity to kick a goal, and I think it's Stuart Marnie.
It is Stewie Marnie, who's seen a lot of the ball in the first 4.5 minutes of this first term. And we'll have a set shot from about 35 metres out. Not much wind to speak of today, the left foot. It's a good kick off the boot, but he's just missed it to the near side for one behind.
I think it's quite a smart move putting Stefanowski down there, because I think he kicks, well outside the 50-metre line every time he does kick out from goal. And it's a very easy way to set up some game plans. Has done so, gone straight down the ground to where Mick O'Leary takes a very, very good mark. Uncontested, goes back, has a bit of a look. Went to look for the boss, but no, and there's a good mark. I think that's Loughton.
Yep.
Brent Loughton plays on. Bit of an ordinary handball there. Luck's of fortune gone over to Mick O'Leary. He picks up, dribbles the ball down in the forward line, and that's me.
Peters. That pocket's a bad one for Peter. So Peters gets it back to Loughton and swing back onto that left boot. Go long. Harrington in the box seat here. Sheridan came across. And did he take the mark? Yes, he did. He got a hand to it and then took it at the second attempt. Took the mark in the right forward pocket.
Look, I think if that knee holds up for the year, Eastern Suburbs have probably picked up the the coup of the year, signing him, I think.
Well, he certainly kicked 5 goals in their opening round win against Anarchy. Lining up in the forward pocket next to Sean O'Leary this afternoon. Have it shot for Eastern Suburbs' first goal. And it's a poor kick off the boot. And across the face for one behind. So Eastern Suburbs get their first score on the board. They're one behind. And they trail North Geelong, who are 2. And I'll get this worked out soon.
David Gibbs kicking out, I think, was it? Yeah,
Could have been. Yep.
Been marked there in that 21 number Guernsey. We're not quite sure who that is. Marked there, spilt by Westcombe. Picks it up, recovers, kicks along the wing. Jonesy gets control of the ball. He sets his one of his runners up, and that's a very good play with a quick handball out to Key, who really just blazed down, and there was no one there, only Eastern Suburbs. Ball's been pushed forward. Key backs up again, kicks it again, but there's no one there again, only the Eastern Suburbs boys. Turns. Scotty Ferguson kicks the ball up where contest forms, but no clear cut. Camarotto comes out of the pack. Looks for the friend in the white line, gets a handball out, but it's been picked up by a Suburbs player and kicked down to where Lawton has picked the ball up. Turns onto the left. Long kick down to centre half forward, finds Sheridan, and that's a great pass. Well done, Lawton. And sets Sheridan up about 40 metres out, pretty well directly in front.
Well, it's the 2 number 9s there. David Gibbs has got the job on Sheridan this afternoon. Couldn't do much about the Loughton kick, though. It was to pinpoint position. Sheridan stood his ground, took a good mark, and will kick from around about 40 metres out. He'll make the distance easily, you would think, and he has done so. Just working across for one behind, I would think. No, it's straight through the middle. It's just veered across to the right, and coming off with the blood rule is Andy Hill, coming on Pickersgill. But the first goal of the game is to Adam Sheridan, and they move to 1-1-7 Eastern Suburbs. They lead North Geelong 2 behinds on the Landers Bull and Wisbowski first quarter scoreboard.
Have we got to say Landers
No,
Bull?
LBW is fine, mate.
Thank you.
LBW Chartered Accountants bring us the first term.
Notice Reuters come in to take the bounce again, so it must be a set move from the Suburbs coaching staff. Doesn't get the ball away. Camarotto tries to pick it up, but Jones bustles him off the ball. Again, good vision. Turns onto the left foot where he finds Naylor in the clear. Sets up a bit of play, tries to pass it across. Can't do so. It's picked up again by Scotty Ferguson for Eastern Suburbs. He just bangs it away and blatantly kicks it where Jamie Weiss has got a mark on the 50-metre line directly in front of goal. Looks like he's going to back himself here, I think, Jason. No, doesn't.
Oh, good kick too, in the end. It's our famous number 21. It's not Rory Nickel. And we'll pick him up at quarter time. But he's going to come for a shot at goal from about 30 metres out. and it's a poor kick off the boot, going to land in the 10-metre square. There's a big pack there, push to the back. It's going to be rushed through, is it? No, kick around the corner by Stewie Marnie. I think he's missed. And it's one behind.
Have done some homework. Have now found out your number 21's the boy that you wrote up in the record, mate.
Corey Lockwood. I thought it might have been. A little boy who knows what he's doing with the footy by the looks of it.
Been in a lot of the play so far,
yeah. Big raps on the kid from the under-18s. So they go to 3 behinds North Geelong, and they trail Eastern Suburbs 1-1-7 on the LBW Charlie Accountants first quarter scoreboard. And 8.5 minutes gone. Comes into the middle now with Jones, and he gets it onto his right boot wide, and very wide towards the boundary line. Delamonica's over there. North Geelong got the run of the footy though. Looks like it might be a wild short little kick. Goes in, and Sheehan got a high tackle, but there was something off the ball there. And it's going to be a free kick to North Geelong. And we're just having a look. Well, it looks like it's
number 46 anyway.
Number 46. Who's not in the
match day?
In the match day.
Does that cost them?
I think it might. No, next week it does. Beyond round 3, not round 2. Number 46. Yville Parmigiana's ready. His goal is through the middle. So we'll pick him up at half time. At quarter time, sorry. But they kicked the first goal for North Geelong. And they're 1-3-9. They take the lead. And Eastern Suburbs 1-1-7 on the LBW Charlie Accountants first quarter scoreboard. So it's been a fairly even opening to the game, Peter.
And a pretty good pace too. We've seen some good footy. I think things are looking bright for. I think it'll be like this most of the day. I do think Suburbs will probably last a little longer. Maybe we'll just have to wait and see what a weekend off for the boys might cause in the fourth quarter.
So back to the centre, Weiss and Reuter. And Reuter gets it down. Beautiful tap rucking to Peters, but he's wrapped up by Burns. Still at centre half forward though for Eastern Suburbs now. O'Leary brings it out of the pack. That's Michael. Goes long towards Sheridan and Gibbs. Pushed off the ball there was Gibbs. Loughton comes in, handball to nobody in particular. Intervong waits and stands there, and Harrington doesn't. He goes for the footy and then kicks it wide towards centre wing. 2-on-1 here. Weiss, can he shepherd? Yes, he does well for Marnie. Draws a player, handball over the top to Key. The short hair this year, Malcolm. Goes long from half forward. Good kick too. Good penetration getting back there. Is Ferguson with a big punch away. Bailey there in support as well. And they see it out of bounds in the left forward pocket for North Geelong. So good play by the defence there by the Eagles to force a boundary throw in. It's thrown in now. Reuter in front. Brings it down with 2 hands. Through the middle of the pack there was Sheehan. Couldn't take it with him. Bailey's there also. Rips his opponent off the footy. Then goes in himself. Umpire Brett Love says it's mine. And we'll have a ball up. So he throws it up. Umpire Brett Love. Reuter gets it down again, but it's roved this time beautifully. In the middle of the pack, North Geelong free kick is it? Oh, I hope he hasn't paid holding the ball there because that was pretty sharp on him. It was Rick Vicenton. And Delamonica with the free kick. From the back pocket goes long. Good kick too. Good vision. Finds O'Leary. At half back for the Eagles. On the commentary box side. Goes inboard towards Loughton up against him Westcombe. Comes to the front of the pack. Can't take it with him there. Was Gamble. Through the middle of the pack, Lewis can for North Geelong. Goes long. Delamonica from behind. Stefanovski also there. Threw it out towards Delamonica. He's going to sit for Elfie. David Cook's favourite Eastern Suburbs player. He goes long towards the wing. There's nobody there for Eastern Suburbs, though. Malcolm Key stands there with Stewie Marnie and says it's mine. And he takes the mark on the centre wing.
I think that was a bad option by Elfie. He had an Eastern Suburbs player in front of those two leading for the ball and just banged it over their head.
Well, Key has gone towards centre half forward. Naylor couldn't match the efforts of Reuter, and Andy takes the mark, goes to Camarotto, and the banana at centre half back for Eastern Suburbs goes long. Oh, look at this. Good vision, good kick to Loughton. He can play onto that rangy left foot, goes long towards Sheridan from behind, can't take the mark, goes up towards O'Leary. He can't keep it in there. Now he can, and it's now out of bounds.
Jost, do you get the feeling that the problem player or the guy that's on fire at the moment might be Loughton?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's got some good skills for a big man to take a good mark and has a good left foot kick and just getting on top of Westcombe at the moment. Falls to the front of the pack now. Jones with the right foot goes towards the boundary line. O'Leary keeps his eye on the ball. That's all you have to do. Stewie Marnie didn't. Michael O'Leary took the mark on centre wing. Backs back, goes towards Reuter. He takes the mark on true centre wing. Now goes long towards centre half forward. Here he is again, Loughton, and is killing Westcombe at the moment. And Brent Loughton takes the mark 40 metres out from goal directly in front, and you would nearly put money on him here. He's a pretty good kick.
When you have a look around the ground, Stefanowski on Naylor, like I saw James play before he hurt his knee, and I think he's a class player. And a couple of the other matchups, I think the only matchup that the Maggies might have to watch is that of Loughton. Westcombe's being beaten quite easily at the moment, but Loughton is covering from one side of the ground to the other. He is doing a lot of running.
Loughton puts the goal on the board. He's first and Eastern Suburbs second. So they reclaim the lead, the Eagles. They're 2-1-13. And they lead North Geelong 1-3-9 on the LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 14 and a half minutes in this first term. It's a fair forward line when you've got Loughton, Sheridan and O'Leary in the forward line. There's some goal-kicking firepower there. But it all starts here back in the middle. Umpire Pretlove throws the ball up. Reuter and Weiss. Reuter gets it down again, this time right by Burns. Then that only goes as far as Camerotto, who puts it up one-on-one again. Loughton and Westcombe. Roving. Interfong does well. Keeps in front of him. And then it did an off-break past Loughton. Go free kick away to Malcolm Key. Across half-back for North Geelong. And the Magpies will clear through him. Long towards Weiss. Over the back. Can't take the mark. Reuter's on hands and knees. Can't take the footy in. And Camerotto has his head ripped off. And then he gets the kick away towards Pickersgill, who has to sit and wait. And then he has Key coming at him. Good pick up, though, by Pickersgill. Then he gets ripped off the footy as he gets his kick away. And back there is Haruska for North Geelong. Dangerously goes across the ground to 1-on-3. Lewis had to try and get it away from a couple of Eastern Suburbs players and does well. Kick it across the ground back towards Lockwood at centre half back and does well. They're off and running now. Burns, handball into the middle to Nickel. And he was a little bit slow there, but measured the pass, and it's okay to Vicentin. He takes the mark at centre half forward. He can get out further towards Marnie. So they've done well through the middle of the ground there, North Geelong. And Stewie Marnie's taken the mark.
Marnie did a great job then. He's run from half back line all the way down the ground. You could hear him yelling encouragement all the way, and then just floated into in between half forward and the forward pocket and just stood there unmanned.
So Marnie now with that left foot comes in, and it's a good kick off the boot too, straight through the middle.
Deserved that. That was great play. Great play by the Maggies. I thought they controlled the ball all the way down the ground. Every single issue there was uncontested.
They've done well through Mark Burns and a couple of other players through midfield, and Stewie Marnie has finished off. And once again, North Geelong take the lead. They're 2-3-15, and they lead Eastern Suburbs 2-1-13 on the LBW Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard. So back in the centre, and a good contest, as you would hope for a match of the day. We've done well picking the game here, Pete.
Yes.
Reuter and Weiss again. Reuter down towards Intervong. Burns, though, again, who's doing well in the middle. Just roving off. Reuter. Lewis gets it, takes a bounce, runs through half forward now. Awkward looking kicking style, but effective. Goes long. Good kick, too, over the back. Good play by, that was Sheehan to get his hand to it. And a rushed behind for North Geelong.
It's interesting, the North Geelong side seem to be losing the ball at the ruck contests, but are able to actually shark it from Reuter. So might need a little bit of attention there on where he's placing the ball. Ball comes out about the centre half back line where it's been pushed out. Inthanong picks up, takes a bounce, has a bit of a look. Looking for Loughton. He's on fire at the moment, but slips through the fingers. Still recovers. He's got plenty of mates there with him to be able to have a bit of a look. He turns onto the left, and Sean O'Leary takes a mark right in the goal square, and I think Kane Harrington was caught out of position there with the ball floating back over their heads, and O'Leary made position and just held his body and took a good easy mark.
O'Leary, you wouldn't believe it, he's hit the post from no more than 5 metres out.
In the TAB on during the week, I will have a word to Mr. O'Leary about that kick.
So 2-2-14 Eastern Suburbs and 2-4-16 North Geelong with that O'Leary behind. Kick in now. He's okay towards Nickel against Loughton. Nickel, second effort, good. Camerotto wraps him up though and he drops the footy. Good play by the assistant coach, handball by Reuter, sets a task for Irving, who left it for Loughton, who'd left it for Irving, and it goes back to Nickel, who kicks it towards the boundary line, and Stewie Marnie, great effort by Stewie Marnie, but he can't take the mark, and it's out of bounds on the full, and it's going to be Andy Reuter on centre wing to take the free kick. Goes towards centre half forward. Loughton and O'Leary. Loughton second, third. Can't take the mark. Then he gets a little handball out towards O'Leary, but it's chopped off by Hruska. Gets it to Burns. Then through the midfield now. Lewis has seen a bit of the footy. Sheen against him. He's wrapped up. And they're going to be able to work it away now through Walsh. North Geelong go towards centre half forward. Vacant centre half forward position. O'Leary and Naylor. O'Leary just a kick off the ground. In fact, backwards. And it may not sit for him again. He's after it. Chasing it hard. It's now only about 45 metres out from the North Geelong goal. Gemmell comes across in support. Comes back towards Lewis, close to the boundary line. Kick around the corner towards Bailey. And it's hit the behind post. It's out of bounds on the full. And it's going to be a free kick to Shane Bailey in the back pocket for the Eagles.
That looks like a very strong point post there too. If my memory serves me right, that one went over last year.
It did too. It did too. I think it was Geelong West and North Geelong out here, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yes, that's right. Shane Bailey from the back pocket goes towards half
good
back,
mark.
And a good
Mick
mark.
O'Leary.
Oh, yeah. Good mark, Mick O'Leary.
In a disappointing, Michael O'Leary is kind of a disappointing footballer because he's really the type of guy, unless he gets 25 plus kicks, no one thinks he's done his job. I think he's got about 7 in this quarter.
Yeah, very important player to the Eagles. He goes short to Reuter at half forward, who's also very important. He goes to Loughton. Well, we can be saying that all afternoon, I think. And it goes out wide now towards Sheen. He gets it towards Sheridan. Does it sit for him? Yes, it does. And then he wheels around. He was going to go on the right foot, then he does. Goes long towards O'Leary and Harrington. One out. Harrington back there. It's over the heads. And through for one behind. So the Eagles go to 2-3-15. And North Geelong 2-4-16. And we're well into the first term here. And a fairly even contest.
Gibbs, is it?
Yeah, I think it might be Gibbs.
Kicks in short to a contest, but it's spoilt there. Kicked off the ground by David Peters, but it's rolled over and deep into the Eagles' forward pocket, hard up against the point post.
So another chance for Eastern Suburbs. With a boundary throw in their right forward pocket, kicking to the southern end of Osborne Park this afternoon. Bathed in sunshine for this round 2 match of the day. Sheridan gets it to the front of the pack. Peters from a standing start and has missed it for one behind. So good to see Shorty back in the seniors. It always seems to get us a big mark on a day when we're here for a match of the day. So hopefully he can do the same this afternoon. We see Andy Hill coming back on and Chris Gemmell off. Kick in wide towards Westcombe. And it's out of bounds for a throw in. On the half forward flank on the outer side. Andy Reuter working across there to do the ruck work. And he gets it and takes it away. Inside 50 with the spiral torpedo punt deep into attack. But everybody stood there and watched Mark Walsh take the mark and play on quickly. Oh, poor kick off the boot. Straight to Andy Hill, straight back on the ground. And the big man from Newcombe will have a chance to shoot up the goals from about 45, 50 metres out.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Like he has run on the ground. He's run probably the best part of 80 to 100 metres to get to that contest. I'd say after the knock he received a bit earlier, the eyes would be a bit watery. We'll see how he lines up. About 30 metres out, pretty well directly in front. And I think it's a... Oh, not quite made the distance.
Sheridan's done
Punched
well
away.
to keep that in for the Eagles. Shorty Peters kicks it to the front of the square again, but it's all North Geelong. Burns gives it off to Gibbs, and he'll be able to take a bounce, draws a player, and gets around Irving with a right foot kick wide towards centre wing. It's a one-on-one there, Lewis and Pickersgill, but it's out of bounds, and will be a boundary throw-in. So it's 2-4-16 apiece here at Osborne Park in the GDFL Match of the Day, round 2. Pretty even first term as the scoreboard would test to Reuter and Weiss now. The ruck contest, Reuter in front, has dominated at the centre bounces and around the ground, giving his little man first use of the footy. O'Leary has got it, gets back onto his right boot. Smothered sort of kick towards centre half forward. Attacking the footy there was Nickel. Comes back to Reuter again. Kick off the ground by Malcolm Key to the safe to the boundary line. Finds it and defensive 50 that we have another throw in on the outer side. And Reuter dropping back a kick behind the play. So Andy Hill and Sheridan, in fact, will do the ruck work against Westcombe. Gets both hands to it beautifully to Irving, roving at the front of the pack. Left foot kick. And he's been dumped after getting rid of the footy there. So it'll be a free kick straight in front of goal to Sean O'Leary. And yeah, I'm not putting money on him.
Should we cross our fingers this time?
I'm not putting money on him, that's for sure. But he comes in from 2 metres out and kicks the goal. So a little bit of discipline there needed by the North Geelong back line, giving away that free kick to Irving, who got his kick away. His left foot centred the ball back towards O'Leary anyway, but then giving away the free kick. And Sean O'Leary brings up his first goal. And Eastern Suburbs third. They're 3-4-22. They lead North Geelong 2-4-16. LBW Charlie Counts first quarter scoreboard, 23.5 minutes gone in the first term. So goals to Loughton, O'Leary and Sheridan for the Eagles. 3 of their big forward line guns. And waiting for the ball to come back to the centre of Osborne Park. Reuter and Weiss to do the ruck work for their respective sides. Umpire Hillgrove with the Davis Cup hat on. So he should be at the tennis with the hat on. Reuter gets it down again towards Intervong, who runs through the middle. Can't take it with him, no. Chopped off by Walsh. Camerotto right through the middle of the pack. And coming off the wing there was Pickersgill. Can't take the footy with him. It's back towards the half-back for North Geelong. Kick around the corner. O'Leary stands his ground. Can't take the mark. Rove by Camerotto. Shakes the tackle and kicks long. One out. O'Leary coming at it. And Harrington getting back. Loughton takes a good mark. Reads the play well. And Box, as he's known, will have a kick for goal from 30 metres out. 45-degree angle. Kick 1. Chance to kick 2. Don't ask me why his nickname's Box. I have no idea, Peter.
He's certainly a handful, and it surprises me a bit that the Maggies staff haven't kind of looked at making a bit of a change there, because he is setting everything up. All right, it's fair to say O'Leary and Sheridan and all are doing okay down across the forward line, but when the ball's getting pinged in there by one particular bloke, and that is Loughton, it's a bit surprising that they haven't kind of looked at shuffling a few players around just to try and get him off his guard.
Well, his second goal is Eastern Suburbs fourth. They're 4-4-28. They lead North Geelong 2-4-16 on the LBW Charlie Counts first quarter scoreboard. Umpire Hillgrove back in the middle again. Weiss and Reuter. Weiss gets this knocked down towards Intervong, who's ripped off the footy by Jones, and will take the free kick in the middle of Osborne Park. Young man who played in their under-18 grand final side last year for the Eagles. Kicks long towards centre half forward towards Loughton again, who's got Nickel, his second opponent, who gets in front this time, and he's got support from Walsh, who goes across half back and then kicks wide towards Weiss and Reuter. The two big men go at it on centre wing. Reuter pushes Weiss off the footy and then gets it towards Intervong. His hands have to be quick, and they were to O'Leary, who can break away now, Michael, and go with an up and under kick towards Sean O'Leary in front. Harrington from behind, good punch away. Camerotto knocks Burns off the footy, but not far enough before Key comes in with a bit of support. Handball over the top to the running Stewie Marnie. If it sits for him, he's away. He keeps it in front, does well, and then he's got this forward line moving for him. He goes long towards the 10-metre square, getting back there. Bailey, good punch away too at the front of the pack. Lockwood, Gork's beautiful, if you don't mind. Finish it off, young man, and he's done so. Fantastic goal from Corey Lockwood. And we heard he was something special, that little balk.
Yeah, it certainly kind of left the Eastern Suburbs player standing there going, which way did he go? You know, you don't want to be made a fool of too often like that, do you, mate?
No, exactly. So 3-4-22 North Geelong, and still only a goal in it. Eastern Suburbs 4-4-28. LBW Charlie Counts first quarter scoreboard, and Corey Lockwood's first goal. So back to the centre.
Be a local boy all the way through, is he?
Under 18 North Geelong boy.
Very good.
And as are a number of these players in this North Geelong side. Reuter gets it to the front of the ruck contest there to Intervong and running through Peters. They both leave it behind. It's centre half forward. High tackle against Walsh there, and he takes the free kick at half back for North Geelong. Goes inboard. Reuter has his name written on it, and the big man takes it. Just on the defensive side of the centre square. Goes long with the right boot towards centre half forward. Poor kick in the end, and they raffle at the North Geelong players. Rory Nickel wins the raffle. He takes the mark inside defensive 50. Got Jones wide. Goes towards him now. Good kick too by Nickel to the skipper. On half-back, draws Hill and gives it back to Nickel, who kept running from centre half-back. Good play, right foot kick wide towards Marnie. Had to make up a couple of metres there, and he didn't take the mark, dropped it, and then couldn't keep it in. It was out of bounds.
I think he was looking for the next move.
He was going for it already, wasn't he?
He'd already made his mind up that he was had that one and was heading off down the ground. So,
well, it's quarter time in the GDFL match of the day, and it's North Geelong 3-4-22. They trail Eastern Suburbs 4-4-28. The goal kickers in that first term, singles for North Geelong to Shuey Marnie, Corey Lockwood, and our mystery man number 46, who will get the number of at quarter time. And the goals for Eastern Suburbs, 2 to Brent Loughton, 1 to Sean O'Leary, and 1 to Adam Sheridan. So an interesting first quarter. We'll be back with all the second